Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our enlightenment through meditation session, which is every Saturday at 6 o'clock. So, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate and look forward to this session where we can be in the company of truth for some time. It's hard in these times, as the time goes, to be where our mind can quiet down. There is really no time in a day or even night. At night before we go to sleep, we keep thinking about the worries of the day and everything, but the nature is so strong that it puts us to sleep where we may forget. Sometimes we get up for whatever reason and still those worries are going on. Mind is so active. So to be in a company of any person, place, talk, session, doesn't matter, where we can quiet down our mind or where the influence is such that it helps us to quiet down the mind is very beneficial to us. We may know it or we may not know it. And as you know, we talked last time about our law of karma or law of action and reaction. The same thing goes and applies like that. Because unless we want to understand, it's very difficult to understand. Because this creation is very quiet, running in its own pace without rushing like us. Big difference. It runs the way it needs to run. Even when the storms come with the full force the way it needs to come. But it doesn't regret later on that why did I come? Because it is planned and it is in the force of nature. It comes as need basis. Our minds may not act like that. So we go up and down, and that is why there is so much turmoil within us. So last time we talked about the law of action and reaction. That means that when we start an action, there is going to be a reaction. And that is generally may not be perceived by us as right or wrong, as good or bad, should it be happening or not, but it does happen. And again, as the nature and law, the law of beyond, it is very quiet and observant. It observes us. And every action we make, because we have free will, there is going to be a reaction to that. So action and reaction. And we went to as much detail as we could. And I think we did cover that our actions are not only at the level of body. That means we hit someone or we love someone as a bodily gesture. But again, there is first a thought process which is abstract. Nobody sees our thought process. Once the thought process is there, a lot of action has already happened because that has made our mind kind of determined to act. So the body will act because body is the manifestation of that conscious energy within us. So without body, if we didn't have one, then we will fall into those entities which we classify as ghosts or higher entities or whatever we want to call them, but we call them because they are without the bodies. Sometimes we all know people say, this place has something living in here, things fall on their own, food gets eaten on its own, but there is no body. There are so many sayings like that. So those are the entities which do not possess a physical body, but we possess a physical body. So when we think of something, we make an action through our physical body. So the actions again can be the action at the level of mind, that we dislike someone And we said so many things about that person in our head. That's an action. Because it happened. We said it. It was heard or not heard, because tongue was used or not used, because tongue is a part of body, is a separate thing. So just making it clear that there are two parts, the thinking part, and then there is the action part. As long as it is thinking, it's beyond the body. When it comes at the level of body, the body acts, and that's how it goes. So when we do the action, there is a reaction based on our abstract level or our bodily level. So today we will go over this action and reaction at both levels. That means abstract and bodily stage. How long these go on? I mean, would it keep on going forever? Would it ever end? Would we compromise? Would it neutralize with something, or it keeps on going? Then is it only going action and reaction in this life, or does it go beyond? That means if our life ends, we finish all our actions and reactions, whatever we did, we found a reaction, and then does it mean that it's ending, or it's going beyond? That means whatever we did, it moved on further with us and will come back to us. And that leads to, what is reincarnation then? Some people believe, some people don't believe, and the word is not incarnation but reincarnation. Wherever there is re-word, it means again, like search and research, find, refind, So this is reincarnation. That means you are incarnated and then you are going to be reincarnated based on this law of action and reaction. And then what does it mean? If you are reincarnated, what really truly does it mean, Is it going to be ever ending, or it continues on? Where does this law end, if at all it does? So we will take a little bit of time today. As I mentioned earlier, this chapter of action and reaction is just way too big. There is only a certain part or perspective we can take and talk about, but really we won't be able to say we covered it all, because there is no end to it. It's beyond. So we will try to cover these three things: how long, this life or beyond, and what is reincarnation, what does it mean, and would it ever stop? And if it does, and if there happens to be a way, what is that way? So how long action and reaction goes? As we come on this earth plane, means our body is born. Body is formed in mother's womb for 9 months. At that time it's forming, but it hasn't formed, so it can be operative. To be operative, it has to be separated from mother. So as soon as the body comes into the earth plane, it starts saying or doing something, some actions. But it is still very small. When you look at the babies, sometimes they are laughing, and you go, why are they laughing? They're just laughing. Or sometimes they are crying. You don't know why. We all understand they cannot comprehend as we can. But their bodily life does begin at that time. Some children are born in very rich families, some are born in very poor families. Some parents are very dictatorial, some parents are very relaxed. Everybody gets a different situation. And if you realize, if there are 2 kids in the house, maybe parents love one more than the other. In the same house, same parents, one kid can get a bigger room than the other. Everything is changed and different. So at some point in time, we will discuss also why does that happen. But right now we are starting from the plane that when we are here, how does this law of action and reaction begins, as to what we think. So the child is born, it is growing, and as the growth starts, the actions automatically come because our parents teach us something, we learn something, we go to schools, we like or dislike, we teach the kids, you like this, you like this. The kid doesn't know what does it mean, but we say you like it or no. We make sure they understand they like it or not. Or we tell them, don't go here, do this, like this person, don't like this person. So we start formulating their brain as well. So later on, all these seeds that we put start to germinate. The life is growing. So as they grow more and more, they start doing their actions. Some are very angry, some are very happy, some don't know what to do, some need guidance, some are too independent, but all these things start to happen. So as the life grows, we start doing actions. If we are doing virtuous actions, still they are actions. Still they need to be paid, which is reaction. That means if I have fed somebody the food, that's a good action. I need to get repaid by that person or no, that is not even the issue because we are talking law of beyond. So somebody who is watching has noticed that this is considered as good action, therefore it needs to be repaid. And same thing goes for the action that is not so good or bad action that needs to be given also a reaction. So this continues on and on and on and on, and as I mentioned earlier, it's at the level of mind, which is thinking, and bodily, that means manifestation of that thought process. So can we all imagine how many actions in our lifetimes we do? It's beyond description because every moment we are thinking. I don't know there is anybody, unless they are completely enlightened, the mind is sitting at peace. And if mind is not sitting in peace, that means we are doing actions over and over and over and over again at all times, non-stop, until we go to sleep. So there is a very, very long list of action we make. The question comes, should we get the reaction of those actions this lifetime? Is it possible? If we think if our life is 70 years, 80 years old, and we are doing the actions, let's say the early part of the action we got some reactions back. But if our life was destined for 80 years and at the 79th year we did, or 80th year, or right before we left the body we did something, how the reaction will be paid? Not possible in this lifetime. So that automatically indicates that those actions which have not been given a reaction to, we as a conscious entity take with us. That means physical body, that is called a dead body, is left here, and whatever has left is going to take those actions with us, not at the bodily level, but the law of beyond is so strong and so perfect that it is all notified, it's all written in the conscious entity every single moment, what it has been thinking, what it has been saying, how it has been twisting, because we have very crooked minds. We twist very quickly if we need to for our own benefit in this lifetime to get the benefits that we think are most appropriate. And it notices all that. So if that is, you can imagine our film is very, very long. So if our film is this long and we have done so many actions, and we need to be paying for those actions, and there is going to be checking that this action you get this reaction, this action you get reaction, someone, however it is done, then ultimately something is formed. Ultimately a result is made that okay, this is what it is. Now for that, to bear the consequences, maybe good or bad, that is not the issue really. Since we passed the life already, we might have to come back again, which is called reincarnation, to bear the consequences of all those actions because it falls in divine law. And in that case, is it really necessary that we will end up as a human form? We don't know. We see there are so many species of life. There are 84,000, something like that. It's a very big number of species of existence, starting from unicellular to all the way human being, and it's all evolutionary. They start from one to next to next to next to next. Bacteria is also, it's a living thing, so the life can start from there all the way to human being. So where would we fit in based on our actions? We don't know. We really don't know. It is not necessarily we will be given, okay, you will be the human person again and go fix all this. It may be that in reincarnation we start our journey again from a very lower incarnation, and we evolve from there again, because ultimately we are all conscious entities. We have to merge into the ocean, the big ocean. We are the drops separated. So it will depend that how far we have gone by own actions, by our actions. And the irony of this whole creative game that is going on, that we know, or at least a lot of us know, that our actions will make a difference in our future life, but we are so taken by our minds, lust, greed, anger, animosity, vanity, all this, we are taken so much that even knowing all this, we commit all those things which we are told don't do it. It's not good. We all know divine law says do good and more good will come to you. But we don't. When we do good to someone, we feel like, why did we do this? Now this person is ahead of us in the game. We feel like that because we are so taken by the negative attitudes in our life. They are so ingrained in us. So now when we go and come back in the reincarnated form, number one, we don't know where we will end up. Number two, if we do come as a human form, because the law is also, we cannot remember what we did in past. So now we start our life again. When we start our life, we do realize that something is happening to us, I don't know, this is not how I am, but this thing happened to me. This is not what I did, but this happened to me. We cannot even connect the two together, that maybe it is all my sowings and I am now getting the rewards, or you may call the penalty for those. We can't relate to it. We look at life like now. I did this, I should get this, and we expect that too. We want to make our own rules, although it is not run by our rules, because we don't know what we did in the past, how the life was passing, if we happen to be in a human form. And if we go into lower incarnation, for example, we turn into a rat, well, our job is to eat grain, then we cannot think, and the rat has no action, and all, just passing the life, right? So it's gonna eat, there is no action or reaction, it's gonna die, and then evolve again, and evolve again, and evolve again. Ultimately, it will be in human form again. And at that time, the free will is given and the same law applies. So we can imagine that this action that we do, how important it becomes in the wheel of life. Can we ever get out of that? How do we know? How do we know that this law applies and there is a law like that? If we notice ourselves to a same situation, if there was a situation of any kind, for example, we can make two people are fighting, there could be two individuals. One may go and try to calm them down and say, this is not good, or stop them. There could be another person who says, I don't really care. whatever is going on. And the third could be it's a fun to watch them fighting. Let's see how far it goes. This all happens. So depending on our own awareness, we see this law. That is why some people, they go this, even let's say listening to this conversation or this session, somebody might say, no, I don't believe in all this. And that's totally fine. That is their level of awareness, and that's nothing wrong with it or right with it. And there could be someone listening to the same session and saying, you know what, I'm absorbing everything. I didn't know the law was like that. And how can I improve myself, or how can I do so I can get out of this law? Very, very critical, because later on we will discuss that what is the method. Is there at all a provision to get out of this action or reaction, or we will always be stuck with it? So what is reincarnation and what does it mean? As I am explaining, that this means we will be coming back in either the lower forms and going up, or we will be coming back as a human form. How it is determined? Based on our actions. So it goes back to our level of awareness, how we act based on that, what kind of accumulation we do in our treasures. So for example, just making the point clearer, that if we filled our bank accounts, just for argument's sake, by doing all the wrong actions, and we did really well in society, everybody says, and then even we did good deeds with that, we did some sort of wrongdoings, we made a lot of money, and with that money, let's say we found a reputation in the society, and there is a lot of praise for us. Deep down, only us, we know how did we collect that wealth. Nobody else knows, right? And people are saying good things about us because they don't know. If they knew the reality, they wouldn't be. What is happening to us? Our ego is really inflated now. We really feel that we are good. Who knows about that? But it goes back to law of beyond, where everything is recorded. So number one, we did the wrongdoings, collected worldly wealth, then we are trying to do good, creating an image for ourselves which is totally wrong. That's another wrongdoing. And then making our name in the society. So do you think we should be rewarded or penalized for that? We will be. But at the same time, if we were very poor, we didn't have anything, and we barely had 5 cents, and there was a thirsty person, and we got some water for 5 cents and gave it to him from our heart, what happened? In the world we had only 5 cents and we lost it. We were not smart at all. But in the law of beyond, that 5 cents may become 5 million good deeds because they were coming from heart. And the same person will have to reap the benefit of those 5 million good deeds that he or she did, not even knowing, not even having a concept of it. We don't have to know. It's our duty to know the law. Law is not going to say I am prevailing or I am doing that. The nature teaches itself, look at me, look at around me, how I operate, and I am operating within you too. That's what self-awareness is. Because as it becomes higher and higher and higher, it becomes so high that we start realizing that we don't exist. And in nothingness, when our ego self becomes nothingness, suddenly we become everything because we merge with beyond, which is all around us. So that is the law. That is what reincarnation happens, how it happens in a very nutshell. That's how it goes, and it moves on and on. And in time, every time we come and we grow further, it's strictly up to us to learn about these things. If you notice, in this world, there are many people who talk about truth, and it is available everywhere. But sometimes we don't even want to go to those places. Why we don't want? Because our past actions don't let us go. So the journey becomes much, much, much longer unless we make a deliberate effort. So after that, the last question comes, would it ever end, this action and reaction? And yes, there is a way. And I think we will be able to touch on that in our next session. This session, I think we covered this part of action and reaction and how does it work and how our own awareness makes a difference. But in our next session, we will go over what may be the path or what may be the way that if we can take can completely pull us out of this long journey of action and reaction. With that, I will close this session and thank you for watching this session. I really enjoy it. I really do. And want to tell you I love you all and happiness is not too far. All our these video sessions are now available on YouTube. That's youtube.com slash Dr. Kors, or you can watch us on Ustream live or recorded. If you have any comments or questions or concerns, you can visit our website drkors.com, and likewise you can visit our page at facebook.com slash Dr. Kors. I'm sure you enjoyed these sessions as well, and you can share these with your friends and family. And with that, I would like to end today's session, and we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for joining.